Welcome traders. Welcome back to another live trading session for the NOI. And we have successfully secured our previous trade. Looking forward to see the next one to come up here. And it's Friday, of course, very important trading day. And I'm looking forward to take some few positions here as soon as it appears. So make sure you like this stream before we begin the full analysis. Also, we will be looking at both technical as well as the fundamental aspect of the market. As we can see, there was a significant dramatic movement so far we can see in the market. So let's begin first of all with the multiple time frame analysis. I'm looking at here in this market from the bigger picture perspective, and then also we'll be looking at the smaller picture. The first step, when you are here, write something and also make sure you like this stream. I don't want you to miss any part of this analysis, so make sure you pay attention and say yes if you are enjoying the live session. Thank you. Yes, thank you. You can write why, yes, no, anything, just to know that you are being here ready with your setup and any trade. We don't want to miss any of them who are watching. The previous one successfully hit the full profit target, and I guess you guys have seen that it was successfully hit the full profit target, and we are looking at here in this analysis to see that where the market might be heading. Thank you. All right, so what we can see here in this market, if you look at the gold, and we'll be looking at three fundamental aspects of the market. Okay, so if you look at, we'll be looking at the three fundamental aspects: technical, fundamental, and also we'll be looking at the sentiment. So the first step, I'm good. Thank you very much for letting me know. And okay, thank you. And let's begin the analysis. Ready? Cool. Thank you. Now let's first of all look at this analysis here from the bigger picture perspective. I'm looking at the multiple time frame analysis here in this market. If you look at that daily chart, today was interesting day in terms of the market that you can see. And from the daily time frame, if you look at that, the price of this daily level, there was a rejection of this higher price that you can see in this market. So this is the daily trend line that you can see here in this market. And with this daily trend line, if you closely look at it, you can see this is the resistance level where the market dropped to that support and move back to the upside, and you can see the market drop to the support, move back to the upside. So simplest way, if you look at the daily chart, we can see the market is now melting down off this key level, right? And that key level is important because if you look at the past, you can see the market rejecting of those key levels. Okay, so with that rejecting of this key level, the market is showing that it is in a downtrend, right? So if you look at that, you can see it's in a downtrend. Now with this downtrending market, the price action is showing that the price may here continue to drop here back below to the support area here, and we could see the market to continue to drop, and this is a high probability that the price action to break below here, and this is the recent swing low from the daily, and I think that as the last day of trading week, we are seeing that there is a significant bearish trend here, and I'm looking at here in this market to break this low and creating a new lower low, because it's a downtrending market. There is a series of lower high. The market is on the flow. The flow is very important, right? Yesterday we got some members asking about the order flow. Do you need an order flow? You need the price action to show you the directional bias, right? Look at the river, right? Have you ever seen the river? Wild river, the market, the water is going one direction to the other. You can see the river and can feel the flow in the river. Should you jump it or no? You say two rivers, two sides, okay? One like this. The other one is like this. So when you look at, okay, you can see the which one he should be jumping and which shouldn't be, right? This is like an arrow going faster, the water. When you look at the water, you can see the flow. You don't need any indicator to understand the flow. And you guys see that the previous trade that you have opened in London session is based on flow, based on the understanding the trend, right? The fewer confluence, the better, but the most important one is the most important, right? Look at few confluences, but the most important. And once you find the most important confluences, use that as an edge to entry. Okay, so if you look at in the trending market, what do you see? This is one, there's another one here. Okay, you can see there's another one here. There's another one here. These are the key component, key levels that you can see in this market, that maintaining that. So breaking any of these confluences, that's what you need to look at. Not only breaking, but also breaking differently, right? We need to look at the break very differently. You see that when the market breaks such kind of key level, there are two ways the market can approach those key levels. Do you want to know that? Say yes if you want to know that. You see that one way is the market might go like this. Okay. If you see the market is approaching that key level like that, that's a very high probability the market will break this resistance line and may continue to the upside. The other way is when you see the key level, the market has gone with one single move, which is nearly to 2 ATR or more. In gold, sometimes 3 ATR, 3.5 ATR, and then rejecting off that level or creating a long wick. It's a high probability setup. Combining with the direction of the trend. So here you can see that the trend is down. This is a downtrending market. And because it's a downtrending market, we are looking at this price action to show its direction, and we will be looking at this market structure to give us the confluence for the market to break below here to create a new lower low. So this is the lower time frame price action, and I'm seeing that this is where also the 5 minutes market has broken this high. This is kind of similar kind of price action. We can see that there's already one move here that you can see the price has reached that key level. It's not a higher time frame key level, but the lower time frame key level, and this kind of move are very effective, but it's in the lower time frame. We might see further bounce, but if we see that similar kind of price action on a little higher time frame, we can take plenty of trades on the lower time frame during this move back down here in this market. So this is what I'm looking at here, and let's look at here. This is the resistance. We want to see the market to eventually cross that low here, right? And if we can successfully take the move, we can catch nearly to 100, 200, 300 pip. We have secured our previous trade. Update that one here. Thank you. And you can see the market is approaching that key level. And the previous one that we have opened, if you looked at, it was a massive winner. Already, so you can see the market of this key level, the price action here showing that with this initial move, the market is showing that pattern, is showing the directional bias here. Given how much gold has already fallen, when should we be looking to buy? Given how much gold has already fallen. Okay, so no, it's a falling market. Okay, now this is a very psychological. I know that we think that the market has dropped a lot, maybe it's time to buy. Okay, the more it will drop, the more it's gonna come to for selling. Okay, so that means the more downside it is, the higher the probability the market to remain bearish. So we only will be thinking at the moment it's a falling market, we only will be thinking for sell. I will be explaining more in depth on this one here, because the market, let me tell you guys, this is why it is so important. The market doesn't go like this or doesn't fall like this. So the market will fall like, for example, candles, right? When the market will go up, it's not gonna go straight up. It's gonna go up and then will fall again, right? So that's why the stronger the trend, the higher the possibility the market will remain in that direction of this trend. Okay, so you can see here it's having some upside. So especially when the market in a downtrend, it's better to wait for a sell entry after the market goes up, rather than thinking of buying from the bottom, thinking of selling from the top. That means that not from the top, but from the top of the pullback. Okay, so this is what we are looking at here in this market. And because the market trend, if you closely look at it, you can see that here in this zone, this is our pre-London session trade. You were here, I guess. We have successfully closed our London session trade with a massive win. And now it's similar kind of structure is being created. So I'm looking forward to see that. You see, this is this kind of move, false breakout, and the market is breaking back below. So we'll be looking at that, the price action to show up in that area. Now technically we are seeing that there is a significant downtrend. I'll be also looking at the fundamental as well as the sentiment. Now fundamentally we can see that if we look at the currency correlation, DXY is in a sharp uptrend that you can see, right? DXY just pushing higher here, and because DXY is in a strong uptrend, we saw that breakout structure, and again going up. So with the upside bias on DXY, XAUUSD to remain here in the downtrend, in the bearish side, right? Where is, come on, where is it? Okay, got it. Sometimes we can't get it right. So we can see that on gold. Okay, the candle close here, it's now on the similar kind of pullback. So it might create a head and shoulder, and that's gonna potentially give us a high possibility move in that area. So along with, technically we are seeing that the market is in a downtrend. What is happening with the, I think there is no scheduled news, right? So the fundamentally we are mostly looking at today technical, as well as we will be looking at the current sentiment in the market. Okay, so we have few confluence that currently showing up. I think there is a red folder, red mark news here. Let's look at what it says. So Trump announces soybean trade agreement with China. So soybean trade, for those who trade soybean, you could see that. So there might be some announcements about the soybean trade with China. And so that has it's a commodity agreement. Okay, here is the market lower time frame, and I see there is a possibility for a move that I'm looking at here in this market to show this bearish market structure. And this trend that you can see on this lower time frame showing that there's a possibility for further bearish move. And this is a significantly bearish market that you can see at the moment. So from the technical and with some current, especially oil price shows really picking up, and also the DXY. So with some of the the summit, and there is gap open on DXY that you can see the market is on DXY is showing a significant upside momentum that you can see, and this is what you can see the market may here continue to rise back above to create a new higher high in that area. And DXY is going up. If we look at on gold that we are seeing on XAUUSD showing up that it is in a downtrend. So I'll be only selling on gold, and as soon as we see that the market has reached this zone, and I'm prepared to enter, because the way we see the price action here, there is a multiple liquidity sweep, multiple false breakout, showing that there is a potential for break this market below. And I'm here looking at this support area for if we enter sell. I'm still not entering, but just looking at to see we can target around 150 pip, and that's going to be a good move for us to take as soon as we can see the market shows that price action confirmation here in this area. So you can see here, okay, so here the market has reached this level where there is a higher area of value. And with this higher area of value that you can see in this market, this is the current level of resistance. And with this current level of resistance, the market here showing the price action to have that reverted back in that level. Already, so in this area, the market after break of this support, it's slowly breaking higher, and it left that imbalance in this area here. So we'll be looking at for this price action to go up, and 15 minutes candle closing after the previous one from this resistance, the market shows significant downtrending move. And you can see the market structure shows that price action here in this area for a possible downtrending move that you can see here in this area. The goal here is to look at the trend and then finding the entry. To find the entry, the first step, we need to set the criteria. I'm looking at the educational side, guys. The criteria here is to, first of all, the directional bias, which way the market is heading. Now, how do you that directional bias here bearish? Simply as to you can know how the trend structure formed, right? And in this area, that if you look at the previous session, the London session trade successfully moved off this level because of we use the trend directional bias. Now, if you look at here, the market is at the bottom, right? At the support level. It's a good idea always to wait for the market to show some kind of pullback. This is 5 minutes move. And I will be using now potential Fibonacci confluence as well to find the golden ratio, which is at this level. And going back here to that golden ratio from the lower time frame can give confluence here for this market. Now, you may not expect it to go up to the golden ratio, but depending on how the market react to this level. And my estimate here, to enter, the stop loss will keep above all this high. If we enter, still not entering, but this will be the plan. Once the market reach there, we'll be keeping our profit target to this recent support area, which is at this level, to this liquidity zone, which will give us a high possibility trade setup. Okay, so the price has reached to a zone where there is a very important area of value. So if you look at here, the market has approached that level, has reached that zone here from this support area. And yeah, 15 minutes more that you can see approaching to the upside here. That is where the market is going to a zone. And here I will be looking at now sell entry. This is the second trade of this day, and I will keep my stop loss above this high. I'll be targeting to this support area here, to this level, which will be nearly to way more than we expect here. And I'm entering a sell trade of this level with stop loss above this high here, so which will be nearly to 9500 pip stop loss. Fast moving trade as we trade on lower time frame. That's why I use also the robot. I'm a little late in my entry, but I've entered. This is, looks like that the market may here, and I'm short on gold, and we will look for this break below here, as the market has initially broken that level, pull back, and again showing that there is a potential for a downtrending move. Now if you look at the 15 minutes, this is a full a move that you can expect here. And from the pip wise, I'm targeting 120 pip potential move back below here. If the market successfully break below, we can take this 120 pip and say yes. If you are here with this trade, don't over risk, don't over leverage. The market sometime goes in our direction, goes in our favor. Just sometime it takes the liquidity to just gain momentum. And sometimes unfortunately the market still can go to the stop loss, which is part of trading. So there is a, I think it's just a liquidity sweep here. We have to be patient on that. Let's see that where it is heading. Sometimes the market goes extra mile for this kind of move, and downtrend, and we'll look to see that there is a significant liquidity sweep here in that area already. So let's look at here to see what the market creates the momentum, and you can see the price has already shows some kind of rejection of this price action, and there is another 5 minutes candle showing there is also long wick, and Okay, so back to back to 5 minutes long week rejection of this key resistance line, and are you in? Yeah, I mean, let me know if you're in. Tight stop loss if the market goes for another bounce back to the upside. Then, if we see the market is cracking that high here, that we maybe we'll be waiting for another entry. In the meantime, if you haven't liked this stream, you do so. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Getting back below. So if you closely look at it, you can see that the trend is still bearish. The market is still shows that there is a higher possibility for a drop. However, I'm also keeping the current support level drawn here in case the market has any kind of bounce of this current support level. And this is after the doji. You can see the market is showing that selling pressure here in that area, and that could lead the market to break below. They're expecting it to do so, and I'm running in profit here. The second trade, which is nearly to 50 pip profit above. Confirm that if you are running this trade, and also if you're running profit, boom, that's drop, and we're gonna see that another move. Let me see what situation the market is. There's a liquidity sweep. Is it going for a liquidity grab again? Let me see. This is a 4-hour support. They might try to break. That's cool. That's cool. You wanna see getting nearly to 115 pip that you wanna see. Okay, this is a very crucial level, 4-hour support, and I'm running with this trade around 95 pip to 100 pip. It's almost hitting the TP target. Boom, that's what it is. Hit the TP. Profit target hit. Mine still didn't touch, but I'm closing manually because my profit target little away. So profit target hit on say yes if profit target hit with you. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. It's just the beginning, guys. It's not ending. Trading can change lives, right? Yes. Now, for those who enjoyed this trade, don't miss 2 things. Like and also subscribe. And let me see how many, each session, we take here some members to the Premium Academy. And this is Friday. And I would like to take on board some of them to trade with us and also to join our mentorship program. But I would like to see how many yes is coming. Only will create that many. And it's only because I can't take all of them. It's each week to keep the win rate, the quality of the education that we are providing, and you guys see that every single day, hundreds of members trading with me with all the strategy that I'm using, and also all those courses available at the top of the group. Okay, so this Friday opening for 3 only. I'm creating a link for 3 members to join in the premium. And the first 3 will be able to join the premium lesson. Thank you. And I'm sharing on the chat, and also I'm sharing this link. I think the one that is on the description has changed now. So I'm changing it to the new availability. So you can access that link, and we'll be looking for more. Now, trading needs some time, right? This is a part of trading. You need some time to learn and some time to digest learning. So I would highly encourage you to be patient in your trading, and definitely here you can learn and grow. As a trader that I'm trading every single day with all of you guys. Now, we still have long way to go, right? We still have some trade to take on. already. So you can see here the market shows its price action pattern that you are seeing in this area, and let's look at for the next one. I would like to see how many members think that gold will drop again further. Now, that is great. That is good. The market is really moving now. At the moment, it's Friday, and I'm really excited to open some new position as soon as it appears. Now, stay hungry as a trader always, and don't feel bored. You know, you might need 2 hours to wait for one trade, but it worth doing, right? It worth doing, of course. I know that many of you probably doing a job, you know, busy, but I have done the job too. Okay, when I started, I went to the job, and sitting down in front of the desk 10 hours, right? Sometimes it's really terrible. So trading freedom, right? Once you learn, now you have some time, but once you learn, you can tap into a lot of profitability. Then you can use half an hour, 2 hours a day, trade, and then forget it, right? Once you learn, once you become growing as a trader. So it's worth looking at, learning. Why the WTI drop as well? Let's look at here. Okay, WTI drop. Let me see. Okay, for me, this drop on WTI potentially a pullback. You see, the market, this is the starting of this WTI move, right? This is the first move. Candle close here. The next one, green, all those green candle, right? So, because the market has moved on WTI significantly, it needs that pullback. If the market is not coming for a pullback, probably it's not a healthy trending market. This is the 38.2%, 50%, and I would say that WTI might be coming to 38.2 to 50%, because you know why I'm not looking at here golden ratio is because there is an order block here on WTI. And we will be combining the fund sentiment. When you're looking at the market is directly the product of sentiment and technical order flow, because even there is a lot of robots or artificial intelligence trading in the market. Behind there is a human, right? And the human has an emotion. So if you look at that overall, the market sentiment, how the emotion is playing out is important. So I'm looking at here, we saw that yesterday, I think the first WTI move begins after this drop with these 2 4-hour dodges. And when these 4-hour dodges form, let's look at the facts, how the market really creates its directional bias. Will give you a big edge. Either you are trading WTI, trading gold, or trading anything at home or in the shop. The same analogy applies because the market follows the same pattern, right? And I have seen that with the one that about the potential for, I think there was a nuclear agreement with Iran and the US. So that news has picked the WTI back to the upside from this. So usually energy market is mostly governed by the sentiment and where the overall the global situation is going. One very interesting fact that I would like to discuss, guys. You see that? How this has influenced. So now with this, when see that there is a nuclear agreement, that means that I think about the Iran's nuclear program. So when that is not being agreed, oil is going up here, right? And we saw that the starting of this move in that direction. So because there is a potential for, if you look at that, in that region where there is a war going on, right, between Iran, the US and the Israel, so, and also in the Middle East. So because the Middle East is the one of the biggest oil supplier and producer in this region. So that has, so are you willing for another trade setup? Of course, why not? As soon as we will find that, we will be looking for another trade setup even more. Sometimes we trade a lot, right? We'll be looking at, but we need to refresh the direction because we have closed the trade. We want to see that where the market is. This is what I call the beginner mindset. Always refreshing because the market is constantly changing, right? So we need to look at our previous analysis, renew it, review it, refresh it, and then reset it. Sorry. Okay. So if you look at that from that perspective, oil is, we can see that bullish. And because oil bullish, if you look at that on gold, it just moved the other way. So you can see that XAUUSD is showing that there is a downtrend here in that market. And you can see that the downtrend, and it continues. Now, with the current price action that you can see, so because oil is bullish, we can see that gold XAUUSD is showing that here in a downtrend. Not only because oil bullish, they are correlated. We can see that there is significant move on DXY. Also, if you look at the DXY, that's a big move on DXY as well. Okay, so now with the current upside move on DXY and WTI, now looking at gold again, and I'm really excited to open further position as soon as there shows the confirmation. Here you can see that we have secured that position. I'd like to also register it here. So many people we took it. 125 pip. Okay, here we can see some upside move coming up, and we taken the profit. The market might go here for another wave of, this is the second trade. The first one that if you looked at during our London session live, and I guess you guys have seen that trade that you have opened during the London session live, it was also a very helpful trade, was very good one, and I guess you guys were there here. Say yes if you took the both trade or he took one. Can you write here in the live chat, and I would like to see how many members really participating on those trade. And they are real trade that can change entirely how you trade the market, can change entirely your trading system. The full education, full logic and strategy behind those trade you can find pinned at the top of the group, where you can learn and grow as a trader. If you're in the premium group, for those who are lucky, has gone into that, make sure you check the top of the group for all the courses available there. So here is the market slowly picking that back to the upside in this area. Okay, here what you can see in this area here, this is there is a W formation, and with this W the market has created its move back to the upside here, and the price has, this is a one single move that you can see to the key level. Thank you. Yep, absolutely. We need to find the right entry opportunity, and once we can find that, we'll be looking into that. We can see off this support level, the market has created its move back towards the upside here, and that might reach that level and could even cross this high. And if you look at the 1 hour price action and also the 30 minutes, this is the move that we can see back to the upside, and it might cross higher here. Now if you look at the 4 hour, that you can see from the 4 hour perspective, from the intraday, here the market shows that there is a reaction of this. Now recent, this session's high is here. Now there's a 4 hour candle close coming, as you can see, which is very important to look at, and it's only 30 minutes. Now this 4 hour candle, if you look at in comparison with all those red candle, the market didn't move much. Guys, this gonna change your view about the market when you look at closely, and also these today as well as the upcoming weeks and days. You can see there is a complete drop. Are you going to see a deeper pullback here? See that how the market has dropped in this entire move. It's a complete break below. Now with this break below this session, there isn't strong buying pressure in the market. If this 4 hour candle closes as a narrow doji here, there is still possibility for the market to at least to come back to retest this previous session's low. Therefore in these 30 minutes, if you look at the 30 minutes candle, this one, if the next candle is crossing this high, you see that this is the 4 hour move, that means the session high is broken. We can look for another entry, and to make this happen, what we need is to patiently wait to see if this, the next 30 minutes candle, which is starting in 3 minutes time, going to retest this high, which is the 20 EMA, before the 4 hour candle close. And if it does, we can look for another sell of this key resistance line around 200 pip to 150 pip move back below. But it has to be during the lifetime of this 4 hour candle, so that you know that the market, this candle closing in that zone, so you can expect another drop, and that's a high probability move. Trading is all about probability, and you're trading the probability. We still can look for entry here, but that's gonna be a low probability entry, and I'm looking at a high probability entry here in this market. Let's look at to see where it is heading. I guess you guys enjoying the live session that I'm doing every day. Make sure you like, and also stay connected for regular update as well as education that I'm posting every day. Also press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. We still have few more minutes, and this is the sessions volume that you can see, the sessions opening volume, right? NY session. It was an incredible week, and I would like to thank you, all of you, for joining here every single day. We are learning, we are growing, right? And I believe that you are also consistently trading here. So next week and this week both gonna be pretty exciting. Back to full fundamental news here along this way. Let's have some music and get ready for potential another trade setup. So we are almost progressing towards the NY session with increased volume, and you can see the market is trending. Now before I looking at the next trade setup, I would like to see that a pool here that I'm sharing. What is your bias on gold now? So I've shared a pool. You can just press a vote, cast that, and that will give some understanding of what most of you are thinking. Are you bearish still, or you think that it's gonna create an inverted head and shoulder and then bounce back to the upside here? So you can just press and then cast that to see what is your bias here on gold. Now we can see that this key level, if you look at, has broken with this one single move, and the market now in fact has got a rejection again back below. And only here that we need to look at the market is on the 4-hour support. In 26 minutes the candle is closing. Therefore some reaction might come here, and the candle close on the 30 minutes shows bearish move that you can see here in this area. That could lead that market back down here to the direction of the major trend. Oh, come on. We need to look at the next entry. Now, if you look at this zone that you can see from here, from this key level, the market has now broken back below. Now, for us to look for further entry opportunity, we are looking at here that pull back to the upside, right? So we are looking at our next opportunity. That means that next pullback level. Are you with me? May go upper. Okay. Do you think it has broken that support? But there is a chance for going higher, because the 4-hour, it will not be good idea now at that moment to sell from such a bottom, right? The recent high is here. This is 2 breakup structure. Before the candle close, you want to see a long wick candle that can give us that entry, right? Okay, so of this support, that it's on the support area, but the trend is down. We always give the first priority to the trend. That's what you want to see. The first priority to the trend. Now breaking below here, that you can see the price is breaking that support area. It's an entire break below, entire break of support that could create that move. We see there is a break of support. I didn't expect to drop that far, that I would otherwise look for the bigger profit target, right? But I didn't expect that much to drop. 4500. It can. The daily trend that you can see is very, very highly bearish. That you can see from the daily, it may go further lower. That you can see here back below, and with this multiple breakout, we could see the market to lower here. Buy at 449. No, I wouldn't recommend to buy in such a falling market, regardless of what it is. Traders, this is the best trading advice you'll ever find. Always trade in the direction of the trend. Right? I learned this in a hard way. I remember when I began my trading early, long ago, I can't remember exact year, but one day gold was falling, okay? Gold was falling like a lot, creating big red candles, small red candles, all red candles. And I saw there's such a big move, the market should not go down further. It's a very good time to buy. And I bought a lot because I was expecting to go up and make my account double overnight, just to see that actually entirely gone. Not the market, my account. So this is very important because it keep dropping and dropping and dropping. So what is coming down is likely to come down. That's the law of trading. So you see that today's we have successful 2 entries is based on the trend. We have traded the trend. We didn't trade the gold, we traded the trend. Right? That's very important to look at. How much did you lose? Oh, come on. Not one trade. Is the entire account gone? It's 25k or 25k maybe during the time period. So it's the way, if you look at that, if you're trading, you have that freedom. As I mentioned yesterday, the trading is low risk. I would say the lowest risk, because you can define your risk in trading. If you have the stop loss, you see the 2 trades that you have opened, we can define the risk. In anything else, you can't define the risk. Right? In trading, you can. Nowadays, rarely that if something happened, the market crashed so badly that it breaks your stop loss, it didn't hit your stop loss, it rarely happens, but still there is also another way to get it back. So it's the way the market does. In trading, you can define the risk. In anything else, you can't. Okay? Let's say you bought a stock in a stock market. You bought a stock. It may fall, okay? And it may entirely go to 0. But in trading, it doesn't have to be 0, especially in CFD trading. We are doing it with defined risk and using the probability. When you use the probability, you are always staying ahead, because the probability wins over time. All right, so now WTI and gold. We might even find trade. Yesterday we had few positions that we have open on Euro dollar, WTI, and USD JPY. USD JPY didn't open, but I'm looking at this market was very, it was in a consolidation for extended period of time, and it picked up again. This price action on USD/JPY shows a bullish pressure. It's interesting move that you can see on USD/JPY. Quite a few false breakout, and the market is picking up here. That could go back here to the key level of resistance on USD/JPY, as with the dollar index move on against major currency pairs. So USD/JPY shows bearish move, and that also reflect on gold. $10 reversal. Okay, I think we will see one big single move up before the candle close or just after the 4-hour candle close, and then throughout the night to come back to range. Okay, so let's look at what is on the weekly. Now I'm really fascinated to see the weekly. Now the weekly market structure shows me that, let's delete all those our previous levels and freshly looking at the weekly. Weekly market look is very important, guys. This is gonna change how you look at later in the market. Now this is the weekly market that you can see. Now today is the last day of trading week, right? And this is the starting of this weekly move that you can see. And the market drop here that you can see. Now, for me, this market is preparing for the next 2 weeks, potentially even to this level here. It's a long-term outlook. The reason is this top is important here. Firstly, back-to-back 2 weeks red candle followed by this green candle. It was a green move, create a bullish engulfer, and then the market has crossed this high. If you look at, grab the liquidity and then reacted back below. It's a complete reaction back below. So after this green bullish candle, the market has entirely tilted in that direction, and we are almost ending the week, and we still have one session to go. But the price is coming to this weekly support where there is an imbalance here that you can see. It's an imbalance, and it is imbalance on XAUUSD. The market is most likely to fill that zone and then to fill even this zone here. So throughout the next week, what I think the market potentially continue to drop, and that might bring that price here back below and could continue to turn back this market down, and that might be that the price is coming to this trend line here. So gold is in a downtrend. From that perspective, therefore, this is the 4-hour price action. You can see that. Now, this candle closing in 11 minutes. We can see a potential pullback here today. But even if we see the pullback, the bounce may not be very stronger, but I think it might go here to retest, and at the end of the day or at the end of the week, the market might again move here. So upside bias may not be very promisingly bullish. Yeah, one single bounce may not, I think we may not see that one single bounce. The market might go slowly to the upside here. We could see some move. You see, this is all those big red candle. After such a big red candle, the market might find it difficult to go straight up. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Like for an entry, you want to see one single move. So you see like this. Okay, we see that if we see one single move back to the upside, breaking any of this swing level, we can look for that entry. This is our entry criteria. That's what you want to see, especially on the lower time frame. But for the 4 hour, the market might not go with one single move. It might go slowly. But in this move here, whenever you see the one single move breaking any of this key swing level, we can look for sell, for an entry. And it's showing up in the next 10 minutes how the market goes. Now this is the 1 minute chart that you can see. If it is going straight up, that might bring again new opportunity. Like this, we need to wait for an overextension, an overbought or oversold market. Right? That's where the best rate comes in play. In a downtrend, overbought. In an uptrend, oversold. Already, so you can see that hourly candle is nearly to close, and Nasdaq opened down big time. Where is liquidity going now? Nasdaq. Nasdaq is in an uptrend. The market is on support area. If you look at that, weekly close on Nasdaq is dodgy. So after 6 weeks, 7th week, that you can see this was a significant massive bullish move on Nasdaq, followed by a narrow doji here that you can see. So this week was a pullback, and most likely we'll see either respecting this support, bouncing off that, or you could see that, maintaining that upside again on Nasdaq. Okay, so going back to gold. Thank you. So here you can see that the market shows a possible reversal that you can see, and that's because of the 4-hour candle close coming, and the buyers, now the sellers taking profit, and the buyers expecting that there might be some upside, so the market is going up. So if this one is closing here, yeah, there might be an upside move, at least for short term, in this market. Or before the candle close, if we see the price close here, we might see the wick fill coming again. You think gold will be a break structure on daily chart, keep going down? Now today, yes, today the market is bearish. So in NOI session, we might see some pullback. But I think that if you look at the overall market here from the weekly, and the higher time frame is bearish. So today, still you can expect further low, because quite a few sessions since the market opened bearish, we might see now some pullback. And in the middle of the session or the end of the session, we could see gold again coming down here. And this is a high probability. Once the weekly close, let's say the gold has dropped below and the candle close here, the next week also the market might even open with a gap, can continue to drop or move up for a pullback, and then can continue to. This is the possibility that on gold for this short term and long term. So if you look at this 5 minutes candlestick pattern, that you can see it's the 4-hour move. It's almost nearing to this 4-hour resistance line. Four, 5, 3, 7 retest look good to go short. Now, for me to go short, I will be looking at, not blindly, but after reaction of 4572. Because this candle close, and then the market will try to move both direction, up and down. It is less likely now to straight drop, instead try to pull back. Once the market cross 4572, it's gonna become vulnerable, right? It's a good word. It will become a possibility for to sell again. Any breaking news? Soybean trade, and this is about So it candle close, there might be some, if you look at that, this pullback. Yeah, I think this might go for some range, coming here, going up in this zone, and after this range, the next now best level to look for entry 4572 or around this zone once the market goes to test that level again. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, so you can see that here the candle close and the market has shown that possibility for a weak fill. So with the candle close, what you can see here, that series of lower high, and it's in a downtrend, and with this downtrend continuation, will not be surprised to see keep dropping. Okay, so you still can keep dropping here. Need more liquidity drop. There is a strong volume in it, still a strong volume, and the market still can continue to drop back here. So it is still in downtrend, and I would say that now the 4-hour close, this is the current level, and it's a kind of, if you look at the 4-hour, you can see both direction has a long wick, so it has momentum. And now with the new level, the market may come back to 4500. So to enter here, if we see the price action, now the market shows really downside move, therefore lower time frame pull back to the upside. The current level at 4533 or in that zone, if it shows, then you can look for entry. It changes all the time. As I mentioned earlier, the price action shows that downtrend. With this breakup structure, it created new possibility for this market to drop. Now going up for a pullback to 4533 can create a possibility to drop lower here. And one single move is important because you want to see that like that. So it's going up here to retest that. Okay, it's going to cross this high, the 4-hour level that you can see the market has reached that. And remember, I'm not entering because there might be breaking news. Just be aware, sometimes just the breaking news creates a big volatility that might not follow anything. Do you think it's gonna bounce? What's your idea? But still, I'll not be buyer, of course, because even if it is bounce, I'll still be waiting for a complete break of structure. Yes, I think it will. How many of you agree that it's gonna bounce? So I'm ending the poll here to see that what was the overall results on the poll. That you can see 24 votes. Okay. So there is one rejection that you can see. At the moment, from here, it might, if it successfully break out, it may go up of this trend line. It may entirely break up this trend line. and can go up here somewhere, all of this, and then could come back down. But I see there is a stronger flow in the market. You see the buyers not getting enough fuel for bigger move. Okay, so you can see whenever it's going up, it's creating quite a few dodges. So that's the sign that the buyers not getting enough fuel and the market is still may come down back below. It's not a very strong buying pressure. Usually the trend change candles become very big, stronger. You can see like this one. Now you can see the market, the buyers not getting enough strength. Some of the levels you could see the market reacting is these two levels. If the market goes up here. Yeah, I think so. Range it down again, maybe. They are predicting interest rate hike on dollar. Who is predicting? Is there any news came out for that? Okay. Breakout here that you can see. And it's going keep pushing high here, so it might try to fill that zone. When do you sell? Not yet, because the market in a very crucial level. It can still pump up because after a long time the market start to move. If we see 4572 breaks and shows possible reaction we can look for. Less is more in trading, keep in mind, guys. Here are quite a few successful entries, and we want to keep that win streak on. Okay, so the market has reached again another key area of value where we are looking at that level that you can see. The market has reached that key level, and off this key level, this is the recent level that you could see the market to reach and then to potentially revert back. So from the intraday, this is the 4 hour that you can see it's approaching that. It's keep pushing high. This is downtrending market, not gonna be able to sell here. It's creating little larger candlestick pattern in this area, and reach the top, reach that level here, and few 5 minutes bullish candle, delete those levels here to see fresh perspective. Now the market has moved back to the upside. This is 4-hour resistance. Now how do you see the market from this? Let's look at the Fibonacci. 38.2, 50%, 61.8%. Now these are the levels that 38.2, this is the recent resistance line. And also this key level here. One single move, breaking this high, can create selling pressure, or it still can go up. It has to go for a strong break of structure. In most cases, if you look at here, you can see that in the second break of structure, the market shows that break. So if you see one, and we could see a pullback and another break, and then we could see the trend. Currently it's on a momentum. It's going up in a downtrend, and I will be really keen to enter once we see proper confirmation. It's Friday. I guess that you guys have enjoyed this session. There's still more time to trade later today. And can we still see a drop to break 4500? Yes. Still we can see a drop to break below. But we need to see, you see this 1 hour candle might go little higher. It might break 4572 or might break even higher. And the best selling will be after this 1 hour candle close. It might go up and close with a long wick, then give us selling opportunity. That will be the best option. Or if you look at every day, I'm updating. There will be an update coming also, just a matter of 3 hours from now. Because during the time period, I'll review this market again for another entry. So that update, I'll let you know if I am entering the trade. As soon as I enter, I immediately send it to the channel for regular analysis. So don't miss out any of this analysis. Learn that from here for trading. It's the best way to progress as a trader. And also for those in the premium group, also I'm sharing all the trade and also updating accordingly. I believe you enjoyed this session. This week was spectacular. Upcoming week, we want to break even that record here. In this upcoming week, also we'll be trading with all of you traders in this live session. And I believe you enjoyed. We had 2 sessions, 2 successful trade. More coming later today. And we'll rock the market like every single day. Thanks for joining here. I'll see you again very soon. Trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.